Hello everyone, this is a Greyshot once again to bring you another Company for Us to replay, brought to you by, skip this part now if you don't want to know, Rudy, aka Rudman. 3v3 on Oka River with Red Slovakia and Protoski versus Unknown Reaper, Sayak, and Hugs. Double checking ranks real quick. Before I get to the main meat of the replay, if you want to submit your own replay, you can do so via my Facebook, which is what Rootman did, or my Gmail. Either way works. You don't know how to, look up how to send a Suichi replay. And before I go into this replay, I also want to thank my Patreon supporters like Ace, like Sean, like Tim, and like Carter. Thank you guys so much for your awesome support. You guys rock, and without you, I couldn't be able to keep pushing my channel as much as I can. So thank you guys so much for your support. In any case, let's get to the game, shall we? We have a 3v3 with 2 Vermont and an OKW versus 2 Soviet and a British. So we'll see how things go. Let's see. Oka River is interesting in case you don't know about this map layout, because usually it's actually a weird map because you'll have a 1v1 on the left and a 2v2 on the right. You can have some supporting on each side, but just because of the amount of resources on the right-hand side, aka over here, it just makes it more viable for a 2v2 other than the other side, which, sure, you can definitely win and push them back, but it's less likely to have a huge impact. Now, we can actually see here Sayark is going down. He's going to push him, take some territory. However, so, let's see. So we got Rudy, we got Petri, and we got Red. Okay, so Red is not pushing much on the right. He's actually helping in mid. You can see here a lot of British trying to... They got into the church. They're trying to hold in that. It should work. The MG is pretty long range. You can overpower the MG42. He's in heavy cover, though, so that'll actually allow it to combat it a little bit, but not as much. Kubel coming on the flank with some Volk squads. We'll see how well that goes. Unknown Reaper has gone elite armor. Good for detecting enemy armor and, of course, killing blobs with the Sturm Tiger. And actually some nice armor buffs with it. So, or at least, yeah. Nice job trying to push back that British infantry. Almost killed it. Oh, shots pinging out. Feels like a member from Battlegrounds just running away as you get fired upon. It's great. I literally ran between 2 squads in that game and was under fire, and they killed each other and I won. So, you know, it helps to run sometimes. We have double Kubel strategy, which is interesting. Interesting because of the fact that he's using his frontline combat. Against British, sure, in open cover, like steps, that works really well. Because in steps, there's no cover. You can easily take them down. But this is completely separate. In this game, you have to worry about, well, a lot of cover and a lot of buildings, so Kubels aren't as viable in this region. Soviet's pushing up, nice MG, trying to push back that engineer, though you still have a lot over here, but at least your normal 1 squad is pushing the Kubels back, which is also another issue. Repairs, as you have to go repair them. You can't just you can't just go heal them in your base. Let's see, Mortar Squad coming up, but not knowing about that conscript is going to probably be wrecked on negative cover. So yeah, it looks like the triple team mostly worked. Unfortunately, Sayak, it looks like, tried to help his allies, so he didn't really push over here. Even though a real good thrust could have actually knocked out this entire side, because this is, what, 1 unit? Just pointing out there. Though, again, from what we can see, it's actually cutting off a decent amount of territory right now. It's actually, we can see right now that the Axis are pretty much pushed all the way back to their base. This is actually a really good start for the Allies, but we'll see how well things go. They're right now locking it down with British mortar, and it looks like he's going with the advanced placement regiment, aka let's make these things as hard to kill as possible, not repair them as quickly as possible. That's another doctrine. But the advanced assembly does repair that in vehicles, just not as quickly and as consistently as other British doctrines. Though this makes the emplacements even harder with, again, we can see here, the improved fortification, which makes them immune to gunfire, which then makes them quite more annoying to kill. So you need a lot of mortars or AT or something along those lines to really have an effective strategy to fight the mortar pits. MG looks like is pushing back the engineer squad. Again, this is when I would send troops to your left. Looks like they managed to retake critical territory belonging to the Axis, so they're doing pretty good. Let's check over the Allies side. So a lot of mortars. Again, 4 mortars right there. Okay, you're, no offense, Petri, you're kind of grouping up a little too much. 1 artillery strike could easily have both, whereas you divide it up a little bit more, and, well, you wouldn't have to worry about already killing them both. So that's just me. So, Left-hand side looks like he's trying to take some more territory. Not a bad idea. They are holding the victory point over here for the time. And actually a good flank this way could help. I don't think the the Beaufort can really hit this direction. So an AT gun here could be very good. Yeah, I'm looking at this. Actually really good. Just look at that straight sight lines to knock that out. Anyway, double mortar pits. Double mortars with the mortar pit, if I can speak correctly. Managing to push them back. Beaufort actually getting a decent shot on that Grenadier squad. Let's see. Trucks out. Double Kubel. Petri has the Beaufort the mortar pit. And Rudy has a bunch of conscripts with a flamethrower. Putting down some fuel points not bad, but looks like the Allies are slowly gaining territory. Very, very slowly. Nice Beaufort. Nice job converting the infantry. Mortar pit just destroying. And Beaufort's like, I'm going to take it down. If I was him, maybe definitely want to activate the improved fortification. Make sure it's harder to kill. Because once the Axis get their ball rolling, and we can see here they got the... And this is what I mean. So right now they have the battle group headquarters. Is it within mortar range? Yes. If they focus fire, could they kill it? Yes. But the big thing they have is if this thing starts deploying support guns, that can be a huge deterrent to kill the enemy. Now, also, your Kubels, you have them kind of scattered. What you could do is actually flank and capture territory, whether it's over here or on this enemy location. That's where you probably want to go, if I was you, with the Kubels on Unknown Reaper. Is just go capture as much territory, as they're not great at frontline combat, and I feel like you using them like that, probably not a good idea. Now, this Kubel is the right idea because you have the disabled detection, so... I'm sorry, you have the detection ability, so if I just pull a Fog of War, it detects a ton of stuff around it. Sure, the MG's firing upon it, and that helps too, but, you know, just moving that around and kind of having it as a recon unit to kind of make sure the enemy isn't flanking you could be a good tactic. Now, once again, you're grouping up a lot of stuff in one single area, so we'll see how well that goes. Yeah, Sayak's going artillery. Festing support could be good because of the mortar. Smoke's okay, relief infantry's pretty good, but the sector artillery, I mean, again, if they keep bunching up in near one point, call down a bunch of artillery, and yeah, you're gonna have some issues. Now, while I should probably also mention that while this doctrine that Rudy went is great for emplacements, making them as hard to kill as possible, it doesn't make them last as long as there's a support regiment, I think it's called, that automatically heals vehicles. Automatically heals this. Don't be wrong. It's still, with these emplacements, it still makes them incredibly hard to kill with the improved fortification. But if you want them to last longer, maybe, support regiment with the automatic regen definitely is more viable. Because if you have infantry heal it, as it was just shown, they'll be blown to kingdom come. Now you will have engineer squads come up from this, but I find a tendency that they die, and then it takes a while for them to come back. So, that's my big issue. Wow, he's really just repairing right through. I love this. Mortars come down. He's like, don't worry, boss. I got this. He's like, never mind. I'll get the other one. Don't mind me. Just gonna repair it. That's pretty freaking hysterical. Anyway, it looks like we have a flank going on with conscripts. With PPSHs, one of my favorite guns in Call of Duty World at War. True fact. Anyway. Coming in on the flank, looks like I knock out the support gun surrounding the MG. Very nice flank. And should be able to, like, annihilate all this infantry. Go around, murdering everything. We have Urah for increased speed. Just focusing on the retreating units. Now I'm assuming the support gun, which somehow is alive. Alright, there we go. AT grenades knock out the mortar carriage. We're going for the height, and I want to say that's at least, let's see, that guy's 6 feet. 6, 12, 18. I'm looking at least 40 feet for that tree. That's a 40-foot jump for that infantry. Very nice. Very nicely done. Anyway, on the left, we have conscripts coming around. So, Slovakia is coming around, and Red is coming around, taking over territory. Not much really over here other than MG, so he could probably take it quite a bit. I would have probably put more units on the left, and we can see here, he's not, like, skimping out. He actually has quite a lot, but we'll see how things go. If I was him, maybe a mortar half-track. But, yeah, it looks like with all the mortars and everything coming down, it didn't save the emplacements. While they did have better armor, that's, what, nearly 680 manpower with, a little bit of fuel. But that's a lot of manpower down the drain for that. So, That does suck. That honestly does suck that you lost all those. But again, grouping them up is something I don't recommend. I usually kind of spread them out so the mortars targeting one don't hit the other. So yeah, that's going to be a huge issue. And actually, with the allies, I don't see much defense. Okay, having an MG in negative cover, probably not the smartest idea. The flank by Rudy was actually really well done and did cripple them for a time. But they're remanning, restocking their weapons, and looks like they're prepping for a larger assault. We'll see how well that goes. They're doing a heavy tech 1. Are you guys rushing to tech 2 is my question, or tech 3? Okay, you got tech 2. The reason I'm looking at this is actually because if they wanted to maybe counteract the Soviets or the British, they may be rushing Panzer IVs or rush up for a Panther could help turn the tide in favor of the Axis. The Axis haven't implemented a deep, like, a painful loss on the British, but the Soviets are still hammering them. So they need to do something about that. Again, a lot of units retreating. T-70, nice job, just going around just murdering everything. That's what it's not. It's a light infantry. It's a pretty much light infantry killer. Has a harder time versing like heavier infantry like Panzer Grenadiers or even like other like more specified anti-tank. Or I shouldn't anti-tank, but pretty much any tank that's specified to kill other tanks or medium armor in general. So what I mean by that is, sure, it's probably fine against Alutes, but if you verse it versing, let's say, the I know the custom games, but if this thing somehow versus Stuart, the Stuart is designed to kill lighter vehicles, so that's a big issue. Or an armored car on the British side, something like that. But anyway, moving up, British infantry kind of pushing up. And yes, I play custom games. We actually just did a recent one, took an hour and a half. It was fantastic. Anyway, a lot of fuel caches down compared to the Axis, so that's a good thing for the Allies. Just get that fuel munitions going, because we can see here that's really helping out, even though the Axis kind of controlling a huge portion of the map and cutting off their fuel. The Allies are still managing to kind of go neck and neck, so that's pretty good. So, oh god, that T-7 needs to run before that pack gun's like, open fire. Whew, that was close. Point blank miss. Anyway, MG opening fire, trying to kill this fuel cache. Another MG over here, so yeah, you can easily just flank around. I'm assuming that's what you're doing. If you're sending conscripts over to help out. Let's see, you have 1,200 manpower red. Maybe use it. I'm just pointing out there. Could be beneficial to use that manpower. Anyway, so huge push in mid. So yeah, looks like Sayak's just kind of just leaving the right side open, and that's kind of a shame. He could really lock this area down. And actually, if I was him, and I know people are like, oh, Greyshot, not again, please stop. I would mine up this sector. And you'd be like, oh god, why? But I would mine it up with S minefields, because that way if a tank or infantry go through, they fall through and go into the water. I know people say I talk about mines too much, but I'm just saying it does work. Anyway, 3 conscripts now with PPSHs leading a frontline charge, and looks like there's a bit too much. Remember, conscripts are lower in health than most other infantry in the game. The only thing I could say is weaker than it probably is, like, for frontline is probably Ostrupen. But conscripts, like, with PPSHs are still a deadly threat. Oh, nice mortar. Though it looks like the Soviet mortars are trying to hammer the enemy, it looks like they're counteracting with the support guns and their own mortars. So, oh yeah, they have a lot, well, 4 mortars right now. Yeah, so things are not looking all that good. Soviets, oh wow, nice flank with the Panzer Grenadiers. Bundle grenade, getting a nice hit, not amazing, but not terrible. Pushing them back, it looks like mortars, just through the sheer amount of mortar fire. Oof. Okay, you're bringing out the mechanized armor. So it looks like Rudy was rushing for some better armor. And actually, he doesn't have to get a T-34, which could help. Sort of. They do have Panzer Grenadiers, they do have packs, so it wouldn't be a huge victory, but think about it. If we look over at Slovakia, which, again, I'm wondering why I say... Hold on. Why would you save up so much manpower? You're either going to get guards, which I'm surprised you haven't done so already, or you're saving it for the B4. Now, could be me, and I like myself a B4, but maybe help out your teammates, because while I love the B4, I usually have an army to back it up. And if the enemy gets closer and closer to your base, while the B4 is rather effective, I try to get as far as front line as possible and close to the enemy base. That way I can make sure when it gets 3 stars, I can start hammering that base B4 shots. Now, one thing I will say is nice Petro by upgrading infantry. He upgraded the amount of men, the 5, and he also gave him a bunch of Brents and Piats. So they can easily dominate these Grenadiers. Now, of course, negative cover doesn't help at all. But if I had to say what's better, infantry section or MG42 equipped Grenadiers, I'm going with the infantry section, just because again they have more men, more firepower, and typically better on defense, especially on the high cover. Anyway, it looks like they're pushing up on the Sturms, which typically have a good close range, but the Brens are like, sorry, I'm just gonna tear you apart, excuse me. And don't get me wrong, they have a couple Piats in there too, and I mean that's effective against infantry, but it's really effective against armor. So overall, really good infantry that's just good against all targets. Yep, okay, so not B4 at all, but he's going guards. And it's funny how guards have been kind of neglected because people go penal, which is also hilarious because neither Soviet player went penal, so you can't say that they're too overpowered, or at least they're not being used in this game. Anyway, T-70 going around, 11 kills and 2 stars going around, pushing back that Sturm Pioneer squad. I'm expecting, yep, there's the Panzerfaust. Also, I just noticed, Slovakia, you have 300 munitions. I really hope that you're saving it for a really specific reason, like mass guard troops or something, because otherwise I see a big opportunity to make sure that you don't get flanked. Again, either way could do it, where you rush up, because if I look at Fog of War for the Allies, okay, no one's there, or the Axis, no one's there. You could sneak a like an engineer squad, and I've done this before, and it's the funniest freaking thing. You rush up here during this river because no one's here. You place mines along this area, so when they send armor and infantry through, they just, again, fall through the ice. It's a tactic. It's a very sneaky tactic. You can also do it with a half track, depending on the doctrine, like deploying mines. Or if you're, let's say, the American commander, you could do that. But anytime there's ice, I'm like, okay, how can I use this to my advantage? And it does, because unfortunately for the left side, they have to cross. This area is fine. They don't have to cross the water. Where the right side is, they do. They have to cross this. This looks like nice Katusha hits. Enough firepower managing to kill some random units here and there. Though, we can see here the Unknown Reaper as a Panther, which is a big issue. A, Panther. Pretty powerful tank. B, if he equips it with a Panzer Commander, it's like, oh, Greyshot, why would he give it a Panzer Commander? Well, it's very simple. If he gives it that, then if you read right there, it increases line of sight. So that means this thing can shoot farther, which means it can hit enemies, again, because the Panther's shot is slightly longer than its actual range, and then typically you need infantry support. It helps. Now we can see here, it looks like he did lay a minefield here, so the fact he's running in there. Oh, okay, never mind. Rudy's clearing it out for him. So actually good teamwork right there. Very nice. And Rudy went the Advanced Warfare, probably should have mentioned that earlier, where PPSHs and Sturmovik, again, strafe, not a strike where it just, like, loiters around. It's just a nice little strafe. So, AT gun pushing back the Panzer IV, but Panther could go toe-to-toe with the T-34-85. Not necessarily a victory, but but you don't need to win. You just need to get a couple good blows in. And then get out. I wouldn't say it's like Boros versus Saitama, where it's like, okay, it's completely one-sided, but you know, it could go. Oh my god, I read, sorry, quick tangent. I read the hilarious thing, like people like, no, Saitama can't beat Superman because Superman is like the most powerful person, and Goku's even more powerful. And I'm just going there, I'm like, so Goku and Superman have literally been beaten up by common thugs, and Saitama has not once shown that he's been annoyed at all from even the most powerful attack we've seen from him being kicked to the freaking moon. So yeah, absolutely. Saitama's going to lose to Superman, who, what was that again? Oh yeah, it's been punched and hurt by normal guys. So, you know, just point that out there. I always find that funny when people are like, oh no, this person's strong. I'm like, no, Saitama's meant to be super strong, and you trying to put him with Superman or Goku is not going to work. Although I would love to see him like pop up in a Superman movie or freaking Dragon Ball Super or something along those lines, just to smack people around and be like, stop it. Stop standing around while powering up. It's not going to work. Stupid. It's stupid. Speaking of stupid, T-34-85 just Wow, about to get dominated because of all the Panzer Shreks. 1, 2, 3, 4 Panzer Shreks. The T-3045, even with the upgraded armor, needs to pull the heck back before it starts getting owned. We have a Stuka now being deployed. That's a big issue. Let's see what everyone has. PL's now deploying a Panther. Has a bunch of Panzer Grenadiers, so that's a huge issue for allied armor. We have a Panzer IV with well-equipped infantry, so not a lot of armor. I guess is his focus is more infantry. And we see here that actually kind of fits with his doctrine by having a lot more. Actually, no. Well, maybe. Maybe he's going to save up for the artillery, hopefully, but we'll see. Anyway, we switch over to the Allies, and the Gammon Bomb showed earlier kind of highlighted the fact that, yeah, we have a Comet tank. So, yeah, he went Anvil, and that allows him Gammon Bombs, I'm sorry, Hammer, not Anvil, Embers, and Anvil's Churchill. Hammer, so he gets War Speed, which is also really good for running over troops, and Gammon Bombs, plus tracking our vehicles, which is nice. Guard troops on the right, not too shabby. Again, very good against armor, so that could help combat some of the heavier armored guys. Plus, button vehicles. Always like buttoning vehicles. And then you get close with the penals and throw them. The satchel charges. But, alas, he doesn't have that yet. British infantry trying to go on the left. And it looks like, once again, Red has a ton of manpower. Petrie, not so much. Not so much. Having some issues. Look, we have precision barrage on that Panther, who's not moving for some reason. And that will disable his engine. Yep, there it goes. And almost died. Very close to dying. A couple more shots probably would have murdered it, but still, at least you knocked out the Panther pretty much. Comet could have probably gone in there and... Oh, nope. Other Panther. Never mind. Why you don't go in there without recon to watch your back. This Comet's just clearing up the infantry, and there is a big issue, though, for the Allies. We can see here that the Allies are now about to lose. They're actually down on victory points right now. They're slowly being pushed back. They need to start capturing territory. Though, again, if they can capture this, should be fine. Again, I'm very surprised that a player doesn't get deployed down here, but that's just me. Lots of troops fighting currently. Ostroupen being deployed as well. Let's see, not great infantry, but if you need to hold the line, they'll do okay. Not incredible, but they'll do okay. MG suppressing this blob, so... Oh, nope, just Panzerfaust for these guys. Move up your guy and throw a bundle grenade, Jesus. They're all together like that, I'm like, okay, where's the bundle? That's the closest bundle, throw the bundle. Anyway, Panther's still pulling back. Oh, hello. Oh no, that's the other Panther. Comet's coming in the flank, though the one that was hit by the barrage is now full health. You may want to move this. Just pointing it out there. T-3045 is like just taking him out, like putting him out of his misery. Now, wait. Holy mackerel, they went very similar doctrines. Again, they have a half track, they have smoke, they have artillery, and okay, then it starts diverging. T-3045s, nice job, Rudy, pushing back the Panzer IV. Not really much action on the left. Nice job though, pushing them back. So they should be able to take control of that point and stop the victory points from going any further, and then kind of, you know, losing, at least hopefully. We'll see. MG holding the right. Healing up. This is pretty good because, again, if you can kind of... Oh, nope. Never mind. Hey, where's your field medics, huh? Hey, Unknown Reaper. You kind of need to heal your everyone around you. Would kind of help. Just pointing it out there. Just pointing it out there, man. T-70 trying to go in for the cap, but unfortunately, because I'm assuming he was trying to go in for the cap because secure mode allows that. Anyway, looks like we have a sector artillery coming in, which is going to suck for anyone in this point. If enemies coming to the point, artillery is going to start raining down on them, so that's a kind of a big issue. Although we have a decent artillery strike over here, hitting quite a bit of infantry. And on the right, I want to say that was a decent Stuka, but I'm not entirely sure. Back over here, looks like pretty much everyone's focused in mid, with Red going a lot more, well, Katusha, which makes sense. He's kind of on the right-hand side, so I guess he's like the backbone while providing support, while the front line stuff goes to Rudy and Petri. Now let's see how well that's working. So right now they are busting through to the fuel, which the Axis need to hold if they're going to get the heavier armor. Though, as you can see here, it looks like some of them do have a nice reserve. We have artillery, nice, oh, okay, decent positioning. They still have to worry about precision barrage, but so far back that as long as you don't have infantry that's deployed very close, they should be fine. But we'll see. Jagdpanzer being deployed. Okay, I can see tank destroyer being quite effective against all that. Artillery, if I was him, maybe just kind of hit the base area, or maybe just like this main junction point. It seems like they keep staying there for long periods of time, so artillery could be effective. Panzer IV rolling up in front of the Panthers. I kind of find that weird, because, you know, Panther has the weakest armor, and Panthers have the best armor. Looks like we have a barrage coming in. I'm gonna see a lot of cool units die right about now, aren't I? Nope, it's strafing support, actually. So plane goes overhead, does nothing to the vehicles, because it's not supposed to. Precision barrage would have been awesome. So I guess I won't see a bunch of cool vehicles dying. Oh, well. So, Jagdpanzer missing the shot. And actually, I think he went, yep, he went explosive. Though he went heat rounds. And, again, pretty damn good. One thing that, again, you can use for this doctrine is make sure that your tanks are pretty much have this, like, a step above others, and having the heat rounds equipped into those tanks will make them, like, literally two-shot, like, Jacksons or whatnot if you need it to. So it's very, very cool. Even though they're not supposed to. I know it's like, oh, Greyshot, you can't with a Yag. It's like, well, they don't have a Yag. They have a Jagdpanzer, not Tiger. So that will allow it to at least turn the tide against a lot of Axis armor, which actually the Axis are in pretty good supply. I have a lot of T-30-45s. We got some Comets. At least I think we have still some Comets. Hold on. Petri has 2. Okay, so they did retreat. So actually pretty good on him. I'm kind of curious. I mean, I would do this, but okay, you have this base. Where is it? It's over here. Maybe do the advanced assembly so you can actually have the teams repair vehicles. They will heal vehicles, and it's actually pretty damn effective for at least if your units are incapacitated, busy, you at least have a constant heal going. And they'll also heal, again, other buildings as well. So if you need them to heal a Beaufort, you can put the Beaufort down, as long as it's under constant artillery. Now, they do have an artillery piece, so I wouldn't put down an emplacement, but at least for healing vehicles, which is currently your main point of advance, then yeah, I would absolutely do it. Anyway, looks like a T-34 rush on the left of some type. We have sector artillery coming in mid, which I guess trying to make sure the Allies don't get the fuel, and the Axis can keep control of it for a little bit longer. Although we see here the Allies do have the point advantage. Maybe put down some fuel caps and take over the right-hand side. Oh, looks like we have a flank going on. Okay, here's a weird thing. Why would you send the Grenadier squads better at holding frontline against infantry to... I would at least, like, without, like, a Panzer Grenadier support, because, like, you just wasted, what, 90 munitions, and you could have just got a Panzerschreck group, which, you know, it's like, oh, Greyshot, it's a Panzerschreck, it's 120. Yes, but it's also with you for the entire game. You can fire, like, 500 shots if you want, unlike the rifle grenade, which is 30 per one shot. T-70, along with a bunch of angry Soviets coming around. And what you gonna do against that? Oh, well, luckily you have a bunch of munitions. You can still use the Panzerfaust that. But alas, the T-70's like, I'm sorry, I'm at 3 now. I eat infantry. Along with a bunch of T-30-45s rushing up being like, hey, world, how's it going? So they're pushing up. If you go over the ice with those things, again, would be wonderful if they actually place mines. But we'll see. Panther going on the left, having some issues with the infantry and the Piats. Again, the infantry anti-tank gun. We have that. Plus, we have 2 Comets, which are pretty good effective weapons. Nice bounce. Oh. Decent Suka. Missed the AT gun, though. Comets going in. Trying to push up and clear out that point. But Axis still holding with whatever they got. Now, this is also an opportunity where if I was, like, Red, who seems to be, I'm not trying to pick on Red, but I think he might be one of the weaker players. I mean, he has a ton of reserves, and he's actually been keeping his stuff alive. But, man, I would be using Mark Target anytime I saw a Panther, especially in that last engagement. I'm assuming an IL-2 bomb strike just killed something critical. It looks like it hit that headquarters building, and may have tried to hit this as well, but kind of missed the target. Stuka barely alive. Pull that sucker back. We have a T-34-85 army. One of them was knocked out just by the sheer amount of tank destroy. Jesus, we have 3 Panthers and a Yag. Plus, this thing just got equipped with heat rounds, so yeah, they're gonna have some issues. We have an ISU-152. Probably the reason why they thought they could engage, and I still think they can. And you just have to be a lot more cautious and actually make sure that thing's hitting a target. Anyway, Yag Panzer still fighting. Panthers now, well, more Panthers being deployed from what I can tell. And if they wanted to push, they probably could, because remember, this thing needs sight. If they push over here, probably doesn't have a direct line of sight with these buildings there, so they could probably hit these T-30-45s. MG pushing back that conscript squad, and the big allied assault kind of got, like, deflected a little bit. I didn't see, like, a big vehicle get destroyed, except for a T-30-45. So if that was your big press, probably not all that effective. Though the artillery, on the other hand, knocking out that headquarters building would be very key, because again, then you can move up infantry without the worry about this thing literally suppressing them. Which, by the way, people keep asking me, yes, I've seen the update. Yes, I will be probably doing something eventually, but right now, I'm probably not. I won't have a replay, because again, it's just people testing it out. Relic still has months before it's going to be released, because it's the fall update. I don't expect it to be released for quite some time. I can't wait for the B4 to be even better, and the counterattacks to be even a better doctrine, but for right now, it's not going to be, so I'm not really going to focus on it. A lot of okay, just in open water, which is a really strange thing. Now, I like how the Axis, I'm sorry, you have this guy with long-range support, we have Petscree, who has Comet Force, so really frontline heavy battle tanks, and then we have this mixed Rude Man with kind of the mixture of infantry and some pretty good armor. Nice shot, by the way, with the Comet and the ICU-52. Push back that Panzer IV, which I guess Hugs like, you know what, let me get rid of this thing, even though I don't know why. Probably a command tank would also be good for helping boost defensive properties, and that would actually really help keep those units alive on the front. But we'll see. Artillery coming down, yep, and Katusha trying to counter. Oh, they're both Vet 1, Vet 2. I'm like, okay, did they get the range increase yet? Yeah. 3 is range increase. That's pretty damn good. Although, unfortunately, we have a tank and now increased line of sight, so the ICU-52 is going to have an issue. A big issue. Because now the King can fight that thing off. Plus, you add in the other units, and yeah, that thing's going to have to pull back a little bit. Just a little bit. Anyway, King Tiger and Panther pushing up, trying to get some more shots. Probably could get a couple more and actually kill it, but they pulled back a little quickly. Maybe they're worried about a flank, but I'm debating on that, because if you keep the Yag Panzer back, you're fine. That thing is good for covering a flank, and if they try to push up, well, that thing just snipes, especially if you camouflage it. So, although we have a bunch of T-30-45s on standby, most likely going to try to charge the King Tiger, or the Panther, something. King Tiger, it looks like about to go over ice, which could be a huge mistake if those T-30... Yep! Holy... Okay, a little bit soon, but very close. A lot of tanks opening fire on this T-34-85s from just long range. Strafing run coming in, not doing all that much. King Tiger needs some impressively long shots. Again, that increased line of sight does help. Anyway, they're hoping that the ISU-52's long-range capabilities can push that thing back, but we'll see. That King just annihilated the MG, so infantry are now free game to move up. And the ISU-52 can hit either infantry or armor, and right now it's focusing on armor. So the infantry are just going to be like, hey, can we move up? Oh, we can? Cool. Now, this could be actually a big point strategy. If they can move up these units, which I'm assuming that's Red's plan, they could flank all this armor while they push up here. They could also push up over here, but I'm assuming the MG guarding their flank is the problem. They can't. So they have to wait for the armor to move up to this point. That's what I'm assuming their long-term strategy is. But we shall see. Again, you have Comets guarding to make sure that... You have Panthers guarding to make sure the Comets don't rush in, but it looks like that may fail. Comet's coming in right on the flank of a Panther. Again, side armor. Not great deflecting. All focusing on one, but it looks like the Panthers are able to get some nice shots on that Comet. Jagdpanzer going above and beyond, managing to push back really the better tank destroyer. Panther still coming around, getting some nice hits. We have heat rounds. You'll see it by like their unique shot. Nope, no heat rounds. Maybe. Nope. Thought he activated it. Getting some nice shots. I love how the axes are just outranging the allies when they're slowly ranging. In most games, I'm not trying to be mean, but unless you're in a close quarters environment, range typically beats firepower in a lot of situations. And I'm being honest. If you have an extremely strong gun, that's great. But if you can't hit anything past so long, you're gonna suck. Now I like how we use the T-70 as recon, so they at least try to counteract the long range capabilities of these of the Panzer Commander. But unfortunately, they spotted it, and it's gonna have some issues. Now they could also do the same thing with the Jagdpanzer and actually go camouflage and move it up a little bit if they're having sight issues. But so far, it looks like the axes are not. There's the heat rounds, and oh my god, that literally carved a chunk out of that Comet's health. So King Tiger just slowly moving up. Now it has to target vehicles for it to be even effective. The heat rounds aren't that great against armor. Anyway, it looks like Conscript's trying to throw some AT grenades against the Panthers. Things are not going well. Axe is slowly pressing against the Allies. Allies trying to hold on to dear life. But yeah, remember, they've gained quite a bit, and now you flank in, and this could work. Panther gets annihilated by Katyusha and guard shots. So that's a huge loss. That was a 3-star Panther. That thing was awesome. And now the King Tiger's busy on here and showing the rear to the Allies. Allies taking this opportunity to charge, but it may not be a false hope indeed. There's 3 Panthers plus a Jagdpanzer right here. 3 stars now for this thing. 3! That's pretty damn good. 1, 2, and can we make a third T-30-45? It looks like its last-ditch effort is to go on the ice. Nice shot on the rear. One more shot could kill it. Will they get the sight lines? And no, looks like they're able to pull. Oh, wait. Panther out for blood. Can it kill it? Nope, it's going to focus on other things. That was close. Anyway, Panther going above and beyond, but other Panthers coming in to help. Lost one. Will they lose another? Panther going for the T-70. Don't know why he's going after okay, they got the kill. Comet going for the kill on the Panther. Yeah. T-70 trade for a Panther. I think the Soviets win in that arrangement. Anyways, let's look at overall numbers, because right now it has been a pretty intense pretty much armor game, and I love those those combats. Now it looks like Firefly, again, the range on this thing is incredible, so if they can keep that up, that's fine. Also, once again, marked target. I'm very surprised I didn't see a marked target try to come down, but maybe I missed it. It could be that I missed it. And also remember, Hugs does also have, again, something also imperative, like Fog of War. He has this, the spotting scopes. So right now the Axis whole strategy, from what I can tell, is recon. They have a lot of really nice scopes, and all the tanks provided by Unknown Reaper have, if they can, the Panzer Commander, which is also really nice, which allows them to shoot farther and increase their line of sight. Oh, via increasing their line of sight. So right now, let's see what happens. The Jagdpanzer are now 4 stars, again, just to increase it. We have Cautious Movement, which is this ability. We then have Armored Skirts, Optics, Durability, and Sighting. Again, mobility and rate of fire. We have rate of fire and accuracy of main gun, and then we have a better chance of penetrating armor and better damage. Comet's trying to win on those Panthers, but again, they only increase their sight when they're not moving, so that's one thing. But Jagdpanzer are going balls deep, trying to get some nice shots, but a little too much. King Tiger coming in to save his little buddy. Whew. Jagdpanzer opening fire on that T-30-45. ISU-152 now 2 stars. Also not something... Yep. Not something to... Oh, that was a 4-star one. I'm sorry. I'm just like shell-shocked. Like, oh, 4-star one. And here's the problem. While I think you guys did a great job pushing them back, now you need to hold. The Axis... Oh, the Allies right now have 88, 90, and 73. So overall, their top is probably in the... I can try to put it up there, like mid-80s, I would say. Like on average. Where the Axis currently have an average of like upper 60s. So yeah, while the Axis like seem like they're gaining a lot of victories. Oh, if he said the ice. Oh my god. That was a decent hit. Not amazing, but decent. Panthers being slowly pushed back. Strafing run coming in. Not doing a lot, once again. I like your enthusiasm for those strikes, but just not doing all that much. And now the armor's coming back in. And now the Axis... Oh, coming on the flank. This could work. Oh, nope. More comets coming in. Never mind. You need to pull back. King Tiger trying to get some good hits in, but alas. Oh, that Panther is being left there. He needs to pull back. It's blitzing. Oh, we have a nice shot from that King Tiger and Panther. Can we kill the 3-star Comet? I think we can. Panther trying to save his friend. Unfortunately, I think it just killed itself. Also, once again, you're hitting infantry, not armor, which is what the heat rounds are meant for. Armor. ISU-52 now focusing on the King. We have a lot of infantry moving in, but a lot of Katyusha fire could spell destruction. Oh no, that King is backing up way too close to the ice. Whew. Oh, just a lot of artillery. Holy crap. And that was probably a precision barrage fight, I assume. Where is it? Yep, precision barrage. There we go. Without that King, they don't have the backbone to fight the IS-52. And, yeah, Unknown Reaper is nowhere close to getting another one. So, this is a big upset. A huge upset for the Axis. Because their trump card just got knocked out. So, anyway, double Panther. Well, don't get me wrong, the Panthers are good, but they just don't have that, essentially, that big hulking beast to really fight off, the Firefly and the IS-52. Because Panther can be penetrated by this, but yeah, I think King Tiger has a slightly easier time with that penetration, but we'll see. Panther rolling up. I mean, the Yak Panther's not bad, and with the heat rounds, it can still be pretty damn effective at holding them back. But right now, yeah, the Axis are being pushed back. Lots of comments. We have a lot more coming out. Again, the Axis just have a ton of reserve, and the Allies have a ton of reserve as well, so they can just keep mass producing. Now, Rudy's kind of down. But he still has a huge army, so he's not too bad. But yeah, they need to start getting some kills. That's what they need to do. Looks like Panther's going around for the flank. Could work. Could honestly work. Looks like some infantry, though. And T-3045s, though, anticipating the flank, are now going head-on against the Panthers. And they're both decently vetted. But the Panthers more so, but still. Also, looks like the headquarters building is also throwing in some punches. Not great ones, but throwing it in. Okay, one combat down, so... that's positive. AT gun. Is that? No, it's pack. I was like, is that stolen? No. So right now, the one positive thing I can say about the Axis is they have both control. They both point. Well, nope. I saw them like, oh, both. No, wait. They lost mid. They quickly get just. I guess my assumption would be just rain over and capture those points. Resource-wise as well, we can see here the Axis are down. It's a really nice shot with the Allies. I swear to God, do you just really use sector assault over here? Again, if I read, apply to own territory. Well, barrage enemy territory. So, they need to retreat and move up. I was going to say, I was thinking they were just going to move out, but no, they actually ran. Alright, cool. Anyway, T-3045 sustained some casualties, but, I'm sorry, sustained some hits, but no casualties. Panther deployed, he has one left. Hugs has 3 Panthers. So we have 4 Panthers and a Yag Panther versus 3 T-3045s, an Su-85, an ISU-52, and a bunch of Comets. Yeah, the Axis need to stop attacking and kind of stay more defensive. But it's funny because their tanks aren't really meant for long range. Now, again, the one positive thing is Hugs is recon tanks to see farther, but other than that, they don't exactly have a extreme long range tank like a Yag Tiger to really help turn the tide. Or at least as many as the Allies do. They have an Su-85, ISU-52, and... ooh, nice Panzerwerfer. That was a great one. Murdered a bunch of vetted troops. I feel bad for Rudy. Anyway, Panthers getting healed. Bombing strike here. Yep, knocked out the headquarters building. Not a bad ploy. Make sure the enemy can't deploy any more Panthers, though, by doing so, you've essentially made sure that he goes for the King Tiger. So, I hope you know. Oh, shoot. Wait, what the hell is this? Jagdpanzer. Freaking thing that can't even turn its barrel. Snuck up behind enemy lines, killed Katyushas. Are you serious? Did he kill both of them? Holy shit, he killed both of them. How the hell does this thing sneak behind enemy lines? Sure, why not? Panther's opening fire. Trying to get some decent shots. Infantry with pack guns on standby to try to push those things back. But I think it's more designed against... Yep, it has explosive rounds, so it's good against infantry now. Somehow this freaking Jagdpanzer comes behind and just knocks out a bunch of stuff. Alright, cool. I'll take it. Though, unfortunately for him, Red is like, well, I lost 2 Katyushas. Well, luckily I have so much manpower and fuel I can just easily replace them like nothing. Oh. Nice shot on that Comet. Firefly pulling back. And now, things are looking a little brighter for the Axis. Not incredible, but a little brighter. A little bit. Now they have 5 Panthers and Jagdpanzer reversing, 2 Comets and a Firefly, an ISU-52, so they still have the trump card, and a bunch of T-30-45. So it's about even now in the armor field. That's as long as they don't lose this thing. Please don't lose this thing. If you lose the ISU-52, that would be devastating. Panthers pushing up. With SU-85 trying to fire long range, or look long range to get a target. Panthers going up to try to kill the ICM-52. This could be a trap. They still have a bunch of armor lying in wait. Alright, they are pulling back, so they're not totally crazy. Jagdpanzer. That Jagdpanzer is still there. I am surprised that thing is still there. And winning. I should probably emphasize it's still there and winning. And now we have the Sturm Tiger. This could be the... This is what they either need to win or it's going to fuck them over. And let me explain why. The Sturm Tiger, with support of the Jagdpanzer, could be very good. But it needs to actually get a hit. If he fucks up and hits his own units, I will laugh so hard. But if this thing can actually get a group up of units, it could be very good. Now, T-30-45s, if you guys can come around and hit this guy in his flank and kind of knock out this stuff, I see a huge flanking opportunity right now. So, that's, but unfortunately, you don't have any recon to see that, so alas. It's like if the Germans knew just how vulnerable Dunkirk was for the British and would have acted upon that instead of waiting. Hindsight's 2020. And actually, a funny thing about this, like, oh, you know, the Germans actually messed up by going there. It's like, no, they rested their troops and they were focused on France because they didn't want another bottleneck issue. And they're like, okay, let's expand through France, make sure they're defeated, then we'll worry about the British. Anyway, it looks like a big cluster of Panthers versus a big cluster. I just like this Panther line that's just now trying to fight that. Though, nice hit on the Firefly once. Yep, there's Firefly. Panthers trying to engage, but T-30-45 is going on the flank. They cannot push. They just don't have the capacity. The Panthers, unfortunately, need to pull back, but alas, they don't have reserve armor to really push up. 3-star, though, helping him out. Panthers overextending themselves a little too much. Panthers needing healed, while T-30-45s are still ready to go. Nice kill going in. This Panther needs to retreat as fast as possible. Jagdpanzer going in on the flank, trying to get a kill, manages to knock out the Katyusha and knock out the Firefly's main gun. So overall, not bad, little Jagdpanzer. The little Jagdpanzer that could, but unfortunately the Comet comes in, knocking out one Panther. You still have another, I think, 2 more in the back. Am I still right? Yep. Nice shot though. Manages to kill the Comet. Unfortunately, we're down to 1 Comet and a Firefly with no main gun. We have artillery coming in, knock out the AT guns, and more artillery coming in. Sturm Tiger prepping to fire. Oh! ISU-152. The main crew are feeling the heat on that one, and looks like we have some missing object in the game just buried under the snow. The Allies are... Wow, they took some heavy casualties. We have 1 ISU-52. We have 2 Fireflies and a Comet. And we have 2 T-30-45s and 2 SU-85s. So it looks like they're going more tank destroyer route. So, if they knock out this and kind of go with anti-tank guns, they can push back the allies pretty quick. But again, you can see why they're going more tank destroyers. Is the fact they're fighting mostly Panthers at this point. Panther coming around the flank. I love this armor engagement back and forth. But I'll say this, the Axis are at least mostly keeping up. I mean, like, going toe-to-toe. And it does, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, there's more allied armor, but the Axis, even though they have less, can still hold their own. At least in this game. So, let's see. Unfortunately, though, this group is just coming around killing everything and taking over points, so that kind of sucks. So they're kind of losing resources left and right on that side. We have sector artillery come down in mid, so that's a big issue. This Panther is unfortunately just surrounded, but got a nice shot killing the Comet, so it wasn't a decent trade. So now he just has Fireflies. Let's double check overall on total. Oh, I assume 52 going a little too far north. Trying to kill that Verkenwerfer, but surprise, surprise, Verkenwerfer had a pound of dirt in front of it somehow, or like a mountain of it. Somehow still lived. Nice shot on that Panzerwerfer, knocking out even with explosive rounds. We have a strafing run coming in. Oh, okay, we have flares being deployed. Wait, what? By what? Where would he deploy flares from? I mean, do you have a sniper? I'm so confused. Oh, no, you have the mortar. I think it was the mortar. I want to say it's the mortar. I hope it's the mortar. I hope. Anyway, yeah, Rudy still has a ton of stuff right now. Oh, did something just sink? I heard a sinking sound. No, I don't see anything that's sunk. See a dead T-70. Anyway, bunch of Axis armor kind of weirdly placed. Sturm Tiger moving up. Could get a nice shot on. I see a bunch of armor grouped up right now that could get a really nice shot if they weren't paying attention. So, we'll see about that. IL-2 bomb strike. Knocked out the headquarters from what I can hear. Anyway, a total amount of... I'm looking at about 80, mid-80s, I would say, for the Allies. And for the Axis... Oh boy, I would say 60s at best. So yeah, the Axis have a lot. If that Storm Tiger hits right here, that would cripple everything. That's what I mean with the Storm Tiger. You have to be very cautious with it. You have to use it when the enemy's not expecting it. Artillery coming in, getting some nice shots on those AT guns. He's like, I'm just gonna move out of the way. Panther coming around the flank. Unknown Reaper, not really going anything else. I would even go, if you built that Panzer Headquarters building, you should have saved up for a King, honestly. The King Tiger would have probably been better off for you. Hugs, I mean, I would maybe get a line of AT guns. You have a ton of... Actually, I'll take that back. Right now, you need those reserves in case your Panthers die. For Verkenwerfer's opening fire, not a bad idea. Just a line of tank destroyers that slowly push them back. Seems to be working out just fine. I love how you can activate the camouflage ability with that, because why the heck not? Oh shoot. There goes Katusha, and what was over here that died? Another Katusha? Was the Panther? Or the Panther come around and killed that, and then you killed the Panther? I think it's a dead Katusha. I want to say it's a dead Katusha, I'm not entirely sure. I can't see everything at once. Anyway, looks like T-3045 is launching an assault, cleaning up some grenadiers lying in way in the area. Oh, please. Oh, boy. Oh, please. Oh, you can do it. And you got the ET gun. It wasn't a total loss. Panther coming around by himself. I have no idea why. I would say just... okay. Why he's down there not helping his teammates out, I have no freaking clue. Why are you moving this headquarters building up? I don't know. It's like, alright, I want to place it in the middle of enemy lines. Sir, you can't do that. Anyway, Storm Tiger pulling back. I don't blame it. Jagdpanzer are also taking quite a number of losses. Panthers, looks like they took some losses. Manages to redeploy a couple of those. T-35s are just swarming through, and yeah, it looks like this was the breakthrough they needed. Man, it's like they needed something. Where's your Panther, dude? Why is it down south? I don't know. But now they're just closing in. They are closing in pretty damn... Jagdpanzer 4 stars. Aw, damn it. I was like, 4 stars, and I'm like, can he get the 5? Nope. Missile strike hitting the Panthers. They're boxed in between T-3045s, Fireflies, and 1952 that manages to escape every single time. Nice shot. Panther just trying to get a kill. The T-3045s, they're going to seal this thing and cover. Yep, they just blocked its escape route. This thing can no longer retreat and gets a nice shot from behind. There goes all of his Panthers pretty much, except for one. And I don't think the Allies really lost anything major in that assault. Look, Stark, you could have taken an entire southern point without that Panther, so that was kind of a waste. If that Panther could have helped at least deflect some of the T-3045s. Maybe not. Maybe it probably would have helped, but one more thing. You just missed that one little thing. And also this Storm Tiger, man oh man, have you missed a lot. Okay, now would be the time to fire while they're blocked from pathfinding. There, he got an Su-85. He got one good shot. But yeah, putting down the headquarters building I think would have been wasted because you would have had King way earlier. So that is me though. Again, infantry coming around to help clear things up. You have really nothing to stop it. So I love how you're moving AT gun, because one AT gun is going to stop a mass amount of T-3045s. You know, kind of have it with it, you know, as support for a bigger, larger force. Panther going on water. I see that. I know where this is going, and it's going to see all that. And it's going to be like, I'm going to back up now, or it's going to stay and fight, and it's going to die. Okay, it didn't die. Now it died. Artillery piece still alive. Real quick, how many kills we got? 11. 11 freaking kills. Okay, one vehicle. So that artillery piece was really not worth it. AT gun trying to kill the Su-85. For Cannon Wolf trying to move up to kill the Su-85. Sure, it'll kill it, but they still have a ton of reserves. Actually, no, I take it back. He does have a lot. He does not have anything. Red has 4,300, 800 men. He could lose his entire army. Hold on, let me get it back up. Yeah, Sack has been replaced. Wow, and when they're actually coming around and getting some kills. Cannon Wolf could get a shot off on that. Nope, it's just barely out of range. Wait, or the smoke is something's causing it not to fire, because I'm like, wait, no, it is in range. Oh, missing the shot. Panther barely alive, pulling back. Headquarters building still somehow alive. And yeah, I think the Allies have it at this point. Just gonna fast forward. Yeah, just massive artillery fire to clear out what's left. Nice idea. Jagdpanzer, again, this guy's been doing it pretty damn well, so I can't argue with this, him deploying another one. Wait, did it? No. Oh, main gun destroyed, but alas. This ISU-152, 30 kills. Alright, this thing is actually stood up to pretty much everything this game, so nice job on its part. Axis trying one last big armor engagement, but alas, they just don't have enough. They do not have enough. And they're just being sorely wrecked. Oof. And there goes the surrender at the hour mark. So what do I think about this game? Jesus Christ. Red was great. One thing I will say, and again, I love the KDs on the Soviets. You can tell one Soviet saved up, it was able to survive. One Soviet, not so much. At least his men. Having a positive KD is pretty amazing. So Petri had most damage and Red had most kills. Again, ISU-152 and Katyushas will do that. While damage with Petri was Fireflies and Comets. Rudy was in the middle, again, doing pretty damn good. Hugs on the enemy team got most damage and most kills. Again, okay. Overall, he was probably the most competent player, but I have to. Unknown Reaper had the slight. I get thumbs up with the Jagdpanzer, though it's only very slight. I mean, he got the 4 stars typically with those things, but yeah, only if that King Tiger could have survived as long. But oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. Unknown got most damage. Jesus Christ, I can't read. 83,000. But yeah, his Jagdpanzer, I'm assuming, did all that, right? I'm assuming. Yeah, 39,000. And actually, not to talk trash on Hugs, his Panthers got 46. So yeah, his Panthers overall got more, but he had more of those. But yeah, this was a great armored, like, back and forth that I really enjoyed. I actually thought the Axes had the upper hand for a good chunk. But again, I think they overextended a little bit too much. They didn't really push the other side with great veracity. I feel like if they would have gotten those resources, that could have really helped turn the tide just a little bit. Also, I think maybe just, again, mines. But I always say that. That's my own personal thing. I mean, Hugs is 600 munitions. He could have maybe used some of them with some minefields. Make sure those infantry blobs that kept popping up didn't keep hitting him. That's just me, though. But yeah, overall, I think this was a fine game. So I want to thank Rude Man for coming in, and just highlights just range and also just really good armor tactics from actually both sides. Because I mean, like I said, that final flank with the T-3485 just crushed the Axis hopes. But overall, it was just a really, really good engagement. Both sides getting some great plays. And once again, the Jagdpanzer, Jesus Christ, going around killing Katyushas and escaping. I'm like, how? But yeah, that's game. I want to thank you all for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. But this has been Greyshot17, and I'll see you all next time.